We'll come back into session after lunch recess. Daddy, go ahead.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Council. Chairman and Council members, I want to thank you for getting us on at this last minute. We have a grant proposal that is due tomorrow. Yep, ready to go. And we neglected to bring to you earlier a cover letter that has to be approved by council and signed by chairman. So I'd like to present that to you today. It is for our continuation grant called Families First. And it's a total award of $225,000 annually to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families.
Motion by Lynn to approve the grant letter. Second by Jimmy to approve the grant letter for Administration for Children and Families. Any further discussions?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Martin.
I assume this has gone through OAB and they're all in concurrence with it.
It has, thank you. Thank you for checking.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, show of hands. Unanimous?
Thank you very much.
You don't need that one. This one. There's the original. Okay.
Not 1 o'clock.
We're ready.
Be nice to the councilman because Sunday is actually going to be voting for him. First Western Soup that's Teddy. Wish it's fun, Ted. Over there. Whenever you guys are ready, we'll go. Okay.
Ready to go, Stephen.
What kind of song are you going to sing?
I'm gonna sing you guys a song. It has Taylor words in it. It's a song that Taylor composed. It asks the people to stand up and listen because we're gonna sing for you. So in kind of a sense, it's kind of a children's honor song because it asks you to stand and rise while we sing the song, and we do this before we present to people. So it's one of those things that in our culture, we try and teach our kids the proper way of the etiquette of everything that we do in our culture. So with that, we'll probably get started here because we got the rest of our kids. Our kids out here range from kindergarten to 8th grade that are coming in. Our preschool, at this time, they're taking their nap, so they didn't get to come down with us today. So we'll get started here. You guys get one?
You guys could sit down. Lembda speciaal. Porque skoot. In kusum. Tamashe u es het bench. You can kusum. You could say you kes. Keks wenchi keks apgeni. Such en kusum. Yes, you get stemmes. Yes, you get squeak me. Squeaks just the way I would see. Come here. Yes, yeah, get it up. So it's getting question. So as when she is so as yeah. Today we want to honor our school. So we've been there for 20 years. People thought we'd only go about 5 years, 10 years, and we'd break up apart, But we're really trying hard, like the elders long time ago would say, don't let go of our traditional ways, our language, whatever, our medicine ways, our sweat house. So anyway, we got these kids, our students, I should call them, our students here from all the way from Pablo all the way up to Orly, they come to school here. So today, even from Polson, they come to school and we ask for not very much, for our school, And we've been struggling. We start out with 3 students, 3 teachers, and we had 6, all the way up to 42. Yeah, 42 students. I remember we had a little class, just one little place. And now our little kitchen, we even had the elders cooking for us, And where we get our drink of water, that was our kitchen. Yeah. Then one day we said, we're going to make this school bigger. We cut the walls, we moved the whole wall, Indian ways. Yeah, that's what us Indians do, We don't start nailing everything. We just moved the whole wall. And one day I and Pat Pierre was up on a ceiling. Some guy stopped here. Hey, what you old people doing on the ceiling? So we're working, So we come a long ways. This is some drum here. They're trying their best. So what wasn't Suknet Skadi? And wish it one church. Sheisuk school. Wasn't Suknet Skadi. So we got a couple graduation today. And who are they? This one here. Nuishes Church. Higher. Just acts like echo. So anyway, one of them, where's the other one? Who? Chu? Yeah, Chu means gone. So anyway, we got an hour to mess around. Maybe we got 2 hours, You guys don't come over to the school. So we could spend 2 hours because I'm an elder. And I say, let's give them 2 hours, We're going to have fun this afternoon. We could turn those chairs around and you guys want to sit, So it's up to you. Echo Brown, would you come up here? She's our boss. You know how women are, they're the bosses. She said. Okay, I know what you.
So the kids they practice every day some songs and some oaths to the language, and they would like to share that with you guys today. They have a gift, and then we have a couple business things that I think Stephen and Cheney Bell will talk about, and so that's how we'll do our presentation today. So I'm gonna bring this over here, or I'll just let you hold this and while they do it, because I think they're loud enough.
Okay, you're going to bring the one, they're all going to sing. Oh,
Ha, in Quine, Chmi, Chetmum, Tuan, Chichesh. Now in Quine. How now?
Kasia, no.
In Ku, Esen, Chesa. Akila, will you tell them what that song was about?
About colors all around the world. Colors all around the world.
Oh, no. Okay, Kakao Awe Fusi pledge. In Ku, Esen, Chesa.
We will never give up.
Oh, no.
No.
Ooh.
Give up what?
Give up our language.
Oh, no. Okay, so shadow, swish.
Shadow.
Yep, and it's not squash.
Tapkes Ash.
What is it? It's called squash, yeah.
Talk a little louder.
Heswek special. Shadow through Swiss. Chin Hanut Spench. Mary Rose to Shadow through Popa Go exalt through Xelu. Danielle through in Suhuimam. Kusum Snot came Meaton. Lemon Shale High.
Mm. Espesue.
Talk
Ayana.
some
Una.
stick. They want to hear you when you talk.
Mhm.
Hessel Ha Pesia. Iana Louis Quest. Chin Hanut Spench. Ta Ainskog Louis Gelu. Maros Morjo. U Anthony Brody. Louis Popo Holt. U Tanya. Louis Zuhui Mayam. U and Kusum Slots came Meaton. Lemons Pesia.
Mm. Akila.
Esquexpecia, Kila Louis Quest, Hetnam Bench, Till Iskask, and Dusty Eve, Lupopo, Elizabeth, Uso, Imam. Meeting, Hoy.
Okay, Pasya, Pex Inquine Su Sapami. How now? Ta Tetsint, Ta Tetsit and Chemiyela E. How now? Now, Inku, Esel, Chesle. Lapami on Kriya, Hexanahui. Hayo, any, Hex, Histame, Easty. Lapami on Kriya, Hexanahui. Hayo, any, Hex, Histame. Woo. So who wants to give them, Anna, will you tell them what that song is about?
Roll your boat.
Yeah, so that's a new song that we are practicing, because I'm not sure if you guys heard that Kalispell tribe, they brought over a log and dropped it off at our school. And so we are in the process of learning how to build a canoe. And so along with that, we're learning how to practice rowing, because when it's done, we're gonna have to know how to row. So that's kind of a fun song that we just, we've always had that song, but it came to our children, and like it's in our hearts right now because we're working on a canoe, and it means a lot more than just, a little song. It's getting us through this process. So we're going to try to work all summer on the canoe and get it. We're at the point it's almost all peeled, the bark, and the bark's pretty thick, but these kids and Tanyel have been working really hard on it. And believe it or not, these kids are very safe with the tools that we use. And there's a lot of different tools that we've been using, like scrapers and hatchets. And I don't even know what that other one is you put it under the bark and then you pop the bark off. So there's just a lot going on right now at our school. And so we're just happy to come here today and share some songs and our children with you, because I know every day when I come to work and I see these guys and they're, ready to learn and speak and do all the hard work that we present in front of them, they're just amazing. And I just happy that you guys get to meet them and they get to meet you. So that's kind of all we had planned for the students to do, but they did want to hand out a gift. And then I think, Cheney, did you want to visit with them about that other thing? Okay, and then Stephen, here's the.
But anyway, it's always paperwork, Like I said, this is our 20th year, at Kusum. When we first started, we had just a small room that the other children moved away. The Cheney Pete was running it then. He moved out and we took over on that. 3 children, So anyway, today we are happy, We are happy to be here. We are happy to be here I think they all got one. So anyway, this is dry meat they made yesterday, and they cut it themselves. And the other thing is, a few years ago, we got buckskin, made drums, little drums, everything. Everything that we thought. Alan here did that, made traditional outfits and everything, It's really cool, You come down there, maybe it looked kind of different on the outside. You've been there. You go inside. Oh, it looks like Indian. Everything is just Indian in there. It's really cool, to be in there. That atmosphere makes you feel good. And a lot of people come there at Nkusum when Pat's still around and ask us, how did we get that school going? How did we get that? And I told them, Pat would tell them to start. We got the money, but we don't have any. Just go outside and just do it outside. We found it on a computer that Nkusum's got school going. Then they would come there, Chinese across the ocean. Yeah, they come there. Yeah, and I learned how to bow, when the Chinese come over, because they couldn't talk our way, or English. They come in there, they didn't have anybody to help them. All they did was, then I would say something, then they would say something out. Finally, they gave up and walked away, But we went through a lot of people, They're Indian people, across the ocean, they come down. It's a big thing at Nkusum, and the sheer building, Yeah, should help us out, But we're proud of all our children, doing work in there and going to school there. We give them our love. They give us their love. They come. We don't ask them, what kind of family did you come? It's just the thing is, we just give them our love, They come there, we feed them breakfast, lunch, treats. They get on the bus and go home, And that's the way it is, We just love those kids, And today, I think this is our first outing here, right? We're not there, So today is the Cheney. He could tell you who started this school. How did they start? I think it was at Oxford where they started. And they don't tell me, they kind of hide that, And I always ask them, where did you guys start? Oh, we just started, So anyway, I'm just proud of these children, We are proud of them. Every day they're there. And Alan, you want to say a couple of words? We got 2 hours. And Alan is the one that does upstairs and making outfits and doing all those things. So,
That's how to open. Lemlems for giving us time to come down and present to you. It means a lot to our children and our staff because it's like Stephen said, the building that we're currently using no longer looks like a bowling alley. It's transformed so much that I know Jimmy and a couple of you older ones probably bowled in there a long time ago. You go down there now, it's totally transformed. We try and do our best at teaching the children our culture, our traditional ways, We talk about our homeland. I'm always telling the children that this land that we're on is borrowed land. The Bitterroot Salish actually come from up in the Bitterroot. The Upper Kelly Spare were the ones who inhabited this land before. A lot of you probably don't know that the Flathead Lake used to be called the Upper Kelly Spare, the Upper Ponderay Lake. We're so glad that we have this opportunity to invite you guys to our 20th year. Like Stephen was saying, my father, Patalik, he was there from day one. He devoted his life to these children, to the school. He said, I'll work there till I die. That morning I went to go pick him up for school. He had already passed. And he always told me to tell these children to carry on what they have learned and what more they need to learn. Because whether you guys know it or not, these children, when they grow up, they're gonna possess something that a lot of our tribal people out there want. The knowledge of our land, the knowledge of our Aboriginal territories. This is what these kids learn every day. I teach them history about learning who they are and where they come from. Because I tell these kids, if you know who you are, if you know where you come from, that's gonna help you in life. Because knowing that gives you firm foundation to stand on, because you have your language and your culture. I know a lot of my generation and probably your generation, a lot of our parents detoured us away from the language and our cultural ways because of boarding schools, because they didn't want to put us what they went through. Every day I'm reassured though that my culture is going to be strong when the Creator calls me home. Their language is going to be strong on this reservation because of these students that are sitting here. Like I said, we've been going for 20 years. We even have children that started in preschool, went all the way up to 8th grade, graduated, went to public school, and they fit in because we have accredited teachers who teach them the Sue Yapson way of reading, writing, doing mathematics. But when Patalik was alive, he taught everything in the language, everything. Your science, he taught it to him in the language. So that's what I'm saying about when I'm called to the other side, I know that my culture and my language is gonna stay strong on this reservation. That's we come to you and we show you the work that we do. To us, it's important that our children know who they are and where they come from. Like Stephen said, even the youngest ones here know how to cut dry meat, know how to skin a deer, know how to debone. I take them out. We have a camp out. They're the ones who helps me set up the teepees. I always drill them. What do we do next? And through the computer that the Creator give them, not none of these things that are sitting in front of you. Because if you guys lose power or you lose your jump drive, poof, it's gone. We have it right here. And that's the thing that the Creator give us. That's a gift that He give us.
As I teach these kids, I give them the history on everything that they learn. I have kids in here who are mixed with Blackfeet, Crow, Kootenai. And I get to know each and every one of these students. If I know they have Crow, I do my homework on that so I can show them a part of that culture, teach them that. I'm Upper Kalispel and Kootenai, and I know a lot of my students are half and half like that. So them kids, they get Kootenai culture also. So that's one thing, even though we are a Salish school, I kind of bounce out of the box and do other things for them. I wish I could do more for them on the other half that they are, but like I said, I do my best to keep everything factual about the history of this land in our original homeland. So that's one thing about being an educator, and all these young minds are thriving and they want to learn. That's how come we get them in preschool, because their mind is uninterrupted. They don't have to worry about all the stuff going on in the world. They're just learning how to talk English. But when they're in preschool, it's all Salish. Once they come out of there, go into Echo's room, kindergarten, first grade, then they start getting their ABCs, but still they learn their Salish alphabet. They get their reading, their mathematics. So when they do transfer back into the public school, they're already up to snuff and they know what's going on. So that's one thing about it. Each of these children are unique in their own way. I always tell them, challenge me with a project that you think is going to be difficult. And I sit there and I show them how to do things. But I'm an educator who believes I fix it for them, then I take it apart and I tell them, do as I just did. Because that's still their computer. They're getting more things that they're going to know from their teachings, all the way through their lives that they're going to be with us at Inkusum. We're like family. That's how close we are. Because each and every one of these students, I know their families. If it's not in a personal way, I know of their family. And I share things with their family, who their grandparents were, their great grandparents. So then they get understanding about how we are at Inkusum. We're a close-knit family and we're there for each other to help each other out. Yeah, we go through our things out in Kusum. Nothing really political like what you guys go through, but still, each and everything at our school is important and we don't overlook any small thing. So we try and deal with our stuff there in a manner that shows the children not everything is arguing and bickering. You can sit down and have a conversation. And that just goes to show them a healthy family lifestyle at the school. Then they take that from there and they bring it home. Like they take the language home. They take their culture home. Pretty soon it grows within their family and it makes their family stronger. So that's one thing that I'm just so proud of my staff for hanging in there and sticking together and going for these 20 years that we've been up in Arley. My dad's dreams were always to have a high school and to bust off from the hub in Arley, in Kusum, the hub, and bounce out to different communities. It's like you heard Stephen say, we got kids who probably have to get up at 5:30 in the morning to be ready by time their bus shows up to haul them all the way to Arlee. That takes a lot from the parents, because we can never overlook the parents about how important education is. I've heard it out there. A lot of people say, well, they learn their culture, their language, but how are they going to be when they get transitioned back into public school? We have so many success students that have graduated. Like I said, we had some that went through there. Our 2 preschool teachers, they're not able to be with us today, but they actually went through in Kusum. Preschool all the way to 8th grade. They went to high school. A couple of them went to college and got degrees, and then they come back home to Nkusum to teach. I've already heard it from some of the students that when they graduate out of high school, they're coming back home to Nkusum to give back to the next generations what was given to them. So that's the thing about it, is we try and keep it family-based. In Kusum, one fire, one family. So that's the way we look at ourselves. So lemlems for this time that you guys have given us. I sure wish Carol would have been here. I wish Ellie would have been here. Because, you know, every time that we're in school, if you guys are just driving by, stop in, pop in and see us. See what we're all about. You notice we still wear masks. We're slowly coming out of that, but to us, that's normal now. We did it so long, and that's the only way that we got to keep our school open through all this pandemic, was practicing our safety. So I know a lot of people, when we're traveling out there, they look at us and they say, oh, they must not be vaccinated, they're wearing a mask. No. We have clinics, we have testing every Friday and Sunday for our students. Before they come back to our school, they got to have a negative test. Every week it's like that. Every one of our staff members, we take a test. Our elder, our leader, our Ilamihum, he takes a test, because when we all get back together, that's where we want to be. So again, thank you for your time. Thank you, Stephen, for asking me to get up and talk a little bit. Because what my dad used to say is, when I'm gone, I will live through you, Alan, and I will still help spread the word about how important our language is, our culture, because that's who we are. And it ain't leaving anytime soon. Now, just like my other half, the Kootenays, I'm always praising them for what they're doing too. But it's just like Stephen said, people from all over the world, they come to Nkusum to learn how to start a school. They come in, they check out the classes, they see how we run our school, because even though he's our Ilamihum, we don't have just one boss. We run through a fellowship. It's just like each and every one of you have a voice and you have a say. That's just like how we run it. We all vote on something that we believe in, and if it's a yay, who knows? If it's a ta, then it's no go. And that's the way I believe things should be run. In every place that you go, it should be run like that. So lambs for your time.
Una. I was just kidding him. We don't have 2 hours. But anyway, he was talking about the school. You know, every one of us watch these kids. We got enough teachers. We don't have no gang fights or whatever, you know. Watch them really good, you know. So that's how we are. We tell them, you're Indian, you're Skadi. Skadi kumshekwa sawewashi. Kutsanut Skadi. You talk Indian all the time, you know. That's the only way you're gonna learn, you know. Skadi. Now, I've been there for 19 years and talking Indian all day. I got to go back to Roland High School and learn how to talk Suyapi. Yeah. I sure miss Pat Pierre, you know. I and him used to help each other, you know. Who's done we steep and steady because where was she? You know, start in. Who patulika stand away? We just take turns, you know. And that's how it is, you know. We need help, you know, for your building. I'm not trying to get you guys in your guys' building, you know. It's like Ellen was saying, the first time we moved in that little place, there was 3 of us, and there was a bowling alley yet. When I was back there in the toilet, I could hear somebody strike. I could hear the balls rolling down, you know. I'm not kidding you. Yeah, you should come and see it now, you know. You come and see it. You come and see it. It was really nice, you know. We still got to finish up on that. And people, lots of people want to learn how to talk Skadi, Indian. I bet you if we had another school in Roland, I bet you they would fill up. I bet you if we had one in Polson, they would fill up. Yeah, they want to learn. They want to learn Skadi and all that, you know. Maybe that would change things around, you know. This morning I was talking about it. Yeah, my elders always say, we're going to change Suyapi. Now I would say, no, we're not. Catholic church over there would fill up. You know that would fill up. All wearing moccasins, all dressed up, you know. Today we go to town, we got short pants and everything, you know, all year round. We changed, you know, we changed. So today we're not trying to change you, but we're trying to get our language back. And I see Cheney's always late, you know. And I don't know about him. I want all you, everybody back in here, we're going to sing Pat Pierre's first song, and it's still with us 20 years. Hooah. Hooah. Can't hear you guys. Way high, way yo, way yo, way yo. And this is our princess. She's been our princess for 10 years. I jokes. And they got this awesome design here. What's West?
Aeonos
No, you
Louis
got to
Quest.
talk louder.
Aeonos Louis Quest.
Quinn Spence.
Chin Hanut Spent.
Oh, 9 years old already. And where we have to get a princess, huh? Prince? A warrior. We have to get one yet. I think we'll pick Gene Beaverhead over there for a warrior. So anyway, that was our song. Pat Pierre said, we're going to sing a song. I said, okay. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, way, away, ha, ya. Way, way, ya, ya, way, away, ha, ya. Way, away, ha, ya. Way, away, ha, ya. Way, away, ha, ya. Way, ha, ya. Way, yo, way, yo, way, yo. You know, I asked Pat, where did you get that song? Oh, I just grabbed it from the air and it's still going yet, you know. He said, the song makes you happy, you know. And that's what I do when I'm sad, when I'm in the shower room. Then first one, I'm just happy, you know, laughing around. Is that right? Don't you ever don't you ever sing when you're taking a shower? No. You know, things like that, you know. I like to make people happy. I'll tear them down, then I'll pick them back up and make them happy. That's the way older people used to do, you know. Make people happy. And in Canada, they called you guys chiefs over there, the councilmen. That's what you should call yourself, chiefs. Would you like that? Boy, you're sure bashful today. Okay, okay, you know, that's how it is, you know. Okay, they have to go, and Lion Cheney is going to stick around for a while and talk to you guys. Okay, we're inviting every one of you guys to the, did you bring the cards again? We only got 2 left. We invited you guys to come to our powwow, and that's on the 27th, the 20th year. And we invited somebody to come and talk for us. We only give them 5 minutes. Tom and any one of you guys could come up and say something, you know. And we had 19 graduates. Give them a hand. Yeah. And we got cards, you know. We're going to start in the morning and we're going to have a little powwow, little dancing, celebration. We want every one of you councilmen to come over, you know. Every one of you councilmen to come over. If you don't, I'll remember you guys. I'm not going to vote. You guys only won by 1 vote. And that was mine. Okay, we're going to get these guys out of here because they have to catch the bus, you know. They have to go all the way back to Arley and take the bus back.
Lemlep Specia.
Lemlep Specia, give him a
Lemlep.
hand.
Proud of all of you.
Cheney Bell, get up here.
Lemlep Shallon.
We got 15 minutes. But anyway, I'm sure happy. Oh, before we get started on the other one, did you tell them we want a fence? You. Remember you come up and saw our, we want a fence, you guys, we want you guys to pay for it and build it, you know. Did you talk to them about it? Huh? Oh, okay. Patricia, they said you're going to build a fence and pay for it. Okay, we got about 15 minutes, I guess. Cheney's always late, you know. When he dies, he's going to be late. Use that or that? Okay.
I'm Stephen.
Who next?
Okay, Cheney, good to see you.
لما مش بسيا خس تسخل خاقس كتشوبن كإسلامتي كل كس تمر كل بسيا كل بس سكول كإسلامتي كل شيء آخر لا كأس كودلي كل كانوا ولشتنو كان كودلمن كأس تمر وكأس ميم كأسيا كأس كودلي آخر لا وتمر كما كل كانوا ولشتنو كان كودلمن كاسلامتي كل كبيب خوت كاس ميم كل كانوا ولشتن كاسلامتي كل أسياء كخويتسل. Cheney, my name is Cheney Bell. I'm the board chair for Nkusum. I'm on PTO right now for my job as the language coordinator. So I'm here as the chair for the board. Just wanted to kind of, I don't know if we don't need to really go through this whole thing, but I think they mailed it to you or emailed it. But it's one of the things that we're required to send you once a year. It's our yearly audit, the independent audit from a organization out of Missoula called Whipley. And it's complete. It looks perfect. No, I'm just kidding. It looks good. And if there are anything that, if anybody has any questions on it later, I can come back in. Our board can come in if you need us to. So just letting you know that is turned in. And I think everybody else covered everything, you know, well, another paper. Oh, and so there are some different things going on, you know, our 20th anniversary is coming up, our 20th year. And we'd love it if you guys can be there. I know, Tom, you said you could come say a few words, which we appreciate, but anybody else, former board members, Mike, but whoever, if you got time, come stop in and say hello, former board member. So that's coming up. We are doing a huge remodel, which has really been, we're thankful for the help that you guys have, you know, given to us through that COVID funds has really helped us out. And we remodeled that whole downstairs and it's looking pretty nice. It's kind of taken longer than we'd hoped. We thought it'd be done before the school year, but it's because of construction issues around the country, it's just taken a while. We also have been talking about just something to kind of, for you guys to know, as a board, we made a commitment to start a school in Ronan. So we're just in the talking process of starting an upper Cuddly Spell language school in the Ronan area. I mean, I would love to just start it next year, but it'll probably take us a little bit to find the teachers and a building. We're looking at just working within our budget that we have right now and trying to figure it out with what we have. So that's kind of the talk where we've started. We're just going to start small, just a little language nest, which would mean just preschool level, few kids, maybe 1 or 2 teachers, just to kind of get it off the ground. We know it's needed and we know it's wanted. Since we started in Nkusum and Arlee, we've heard it every year that why isn't there a school up this way? And it's just been a lot to run the one in Arlee. So, but we just know that is needed. So we're just in the talking stage right now with our board of getting that going, a language nest. So just so you guys are aware of that, we're looking into that right now. They wanted me to talk about also within the construction, we got a grant from an organization out of Washington to help. They paid for a lot of things. They've just bought us a brand new van. They bought us some work for our curriculum, our language curriculum. They are paying for the construction outside. So they're gonna help pay for the fence. They're gonna help pay for the sidewalks, the landscaping. So pretty much most of that is covered through a grant that we got. We're still, I wonder if these are the quotes. one of the quotes was pretty, yeah, this one was pretty huge quote. So we're getting 2 more quotes for the fence. Cause this one was a really big, we just weren't sure if that was within reason or not. So I think they were thinking if we go outside of that budget, that we might need help, and we'd probably come back and ask officially.
Who was the quote from?
This one is from Grizzly Fence. I think they're out of Missoula.
Oh, yeah. You should go to the guy that's out of town here.
Who's that?
He does all the fencing, most of the fencing for us, for the tribes.
Okay,
He does chain link. No, not Lynch. Lynch doesn't do anything around here anymore. Well, actually, the Lynch's grandson does, but Farrier fencing.
very
They'll
offensive.
probably get your best bid out of him for chain link.
Okay, we'll get a quote from them. Thank you. Lunch. And I think that's really, the main thing was that so you know, our audit was turned in. And if there are any other questions, you know.
Who's on the board besides that?
So I'm the chair, then we also have Steve Arca, we have Kelly Pierre, we have Kelly Woodcock, Obenek Woodcock, and Melanie Sandoval, 5 of us. Yeah, pretty good board, we work pretty good together right now. Yeah, that's our board, and you've seen the staff and students. The little kids weren't here today, so they don't travel too much. They don't get on the road too much. So they have those 2 teachers and I think about 12 kids. I think we're maybe around 42 kids is what I think I last heard. So
Glenn, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the council, and Stephen, thank you for bringing the class in today. As I've told other language programs, that this is the toughest job within the whole tribe, is doing our language classes, trying to teach it to our kids, and doing that every day, 40 hours a week. I know it takes its toll on you after a while, but you guys been at it for 19 years, and that's very impressive. And every council that I've been on have been strongly supportive of Nakusam, and will continue to be strongly supportive of you. You know, in regards to the fence, you know, I think that's something we could find the money to get that taken care of, so you don't have to use your guys' budget to do that. I mean, getting that fence out in Nakusam protects the kids, you know, and we understand the importance of that. But I just watching the kids today. It was just pretty neat to see them, because you could see it's all in their heart, and they enjoy doing what they're doing, and they wouldn't do that without teachers like you. So I just want to commend you all, and thank you for the presentation today. Yeah, and I'll plan on being to the ceremony. So, all right, Lem.
Go ahead, Bing.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do want to thank Stephen and Janie and the rest of the staff for bringing the kids in here today. When Jimmy and I was down there about 3 or 4 weeks ago and looked at the school, it really surprised me what you guys done with that bowling alley. I mean, it's not a bowling alley, you know. I mean, it really looks nice. The kitchen that you're putting in there is going to be you know, top of the line there when you get it finished, you know, and it's going to be really nice. You know, and I'm looking at watching the kids in the classroom that day, it was really good to see them in there working, doing what they really want to do, you know, and nothing for them to really bother them, you know. They're doing what they want to do down there. Us went out in the field, out there in the playground, and looking at the work they was doing on the canoe, you know, and stuff. And it was good to see what was happening down there. A lot of education, tribal, cultural education happening down there in that school. You know, and it really surprised me from 6 years ago when I was on the board back then, you know, what's happening now. And it's really good to see what's going on. A lot of stuff that's down there, you can still waiting to see Patali come around the corner, you know, but unfortunately he's not there, but is that there's a lot of memories of him there, and I really appreciate what you guys are doing down there. And yeah, if, I'll be available for the powwow and I'll come down and participate with you guys. So thank you very much.
Jimmy?
Yeah, Stephen, Cheney, thank you very much for the presentation. That's awesome. It's awesome to see them kids learning the value in their life and the drum. It's pretty awesome to see. And to see what they're doing down there, I mean, it's really different to see it as it was as a bowling alley. And I went down there and helped Alan kind of clean some of the stuff up before they started the construction. And it made a huge difference. I mean, it's really, really awesome what they've done down there. Could have left my 300 up there. But anyway, I'm really glad to see it. The teaching and going on the cultural stuff that's happening down there is really, really beautiful. Stephen showed us, his room especially is really, really pretty awesome to see. And yeah, carry on the good work. Like Bing, you got my support. And I really love to see that continue. Love to see you do it all over. I think that's a real important thing because of the travel situation for all these other children. But, just carry on doing an awesome job and see you at the powwows.
One thing, Cheney, I'm not sure, maybe Stephen, you knows this, but is the school a nonprofit? Is it a 503? Okay, it's got that status already.
Yep.
Okay. So you can take donations.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, before we started, we got the 501 like 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
And before we opened the door, we got our official status.
Good, good. It's not surprising me the kids are successful going on. Anytime you're bilingual, you're already that far ahead of everybody else. And you demonstrated, the ability of learning, and your capacity is increased, tenfold. It's incredible. So, yeah, I really loved watching the kids. That was just wonderful. And I haven't been down to the school for quite some time. Alice was still with us last time I was in the school. But man, I'm just impressed. It really is. It's impressive. So Lem, Steve, for your leadership, being the guy. Janie, what you're doing. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Thank you, Chairman McDonald. Cheney, I remember when you and Melanie and your little group of people who started in Kusum were meeting and talking about it and how exciting that was. And in some ways, it doesn't seem like that long ago, but that was a long time ago. So I'm really proud of the work that you did and the vision that you had as a younger man, because you're still a young man. The vision that you had to help make this happen and to do this for our tribe and to do this for our people. And it's really good work. Thank you so much. And thank you both for bringing in the kids. That was such a treat to hear them sing, and it just made me really happy to hear them and see them speaking Salish. That's a huge gift to our people and to our future. The work you do is really important, and I will definitely be at the celebration. Thank you.
Those kids are getting ready for the powwow, for our powwow and for our league. And Ellen Pierre helps them out with their jingle dress and all that traditional, they're all anxious, I want to dance. I want to do this, and that's something, it's really something to see. They're getting ready. And we do a lot of things. Like I said, they do buckskin. They scrape hides. Alan shows them how. If we don't know how, we'll hire somebody, and making moccasins and all that stuff. It's a lot of hard work, but they do it. They want to do it. And I'm glad, that's what makes me happy, and learning one word a day, Hey, even if it's evening, Stephen, and makes me happy, and smile, you know. Today, before we left, I said, you students, you smile today. And okay, okay.
Stefan, I want to make sure that you guys are invited to the powwow at the Bison Range.
Yeah.
On the
no,
20th.
You want me to dance over there?
Oh.
Remember, I'm still the war dance chief,
Mhm.
and I'll have to dress up, and I'm just going to wear my breechcloth, you know. I was just talking about it this morning, you know.
I don't know that there's movie tryouts there, but. it
And
could be.
I'll take all my clothes off and I'll find a rock, you know, and you guys could take, you know, it's a thing, you know, Sam Resurrection, all those guys do that. How come I can't do it, you know? Right? I guess I don't have the legs, huh? Anything else?
Just again, and, you know, thinking about the support of council over the years and of our people. I've traveled throughout the country, even to other countries, and seen the struggles they have. And a lot of people don't have the support that we have. And that plays into the success of what we're doing, is the support of our council. It's huge. It's sad, but money is an issue in certain things, and being able to run a school can be expensive. So we are very thankful up in Lemlunch, but also for the support of the adult language program. And we are trying to take our language to another level. We have a school, we have our class 7 teachers. That's why I was late. I was at a class 7 teacher meeting, and you know, we have 12 class 7 teachers, and it's growing, and this adult language program is helping build on that success. Daniel, he's one of our new teachers. I'm not sure if he introduced himself, but he went through our program, and now he's down at the school. Nicole, who went through our school and then went through our adult program, is now the lead preschool teacher. And we just see this different level of language coming to our school now, where these adults that are teachers are at a higher level. When we first started, we hired our fluent speakers and we brought in kids, and we thought magically everything was gonna happen. And it's been a tough 20 years. There's a lot of success, but the biggest thing was our adults not learning the language in that environment because they were so busy running the school that they really just didn't pick it up like the children did. And so this adult program has really filled that gap of providing that language to adults. And now we have a way to get the adults at a higher level. And then when they get around the children, they can use it really in almost a total immersion environment. So the support that you guys have given in the past councils over the years has just been tremendous. And we're really thankful for not just in Kusum, but as one of the mission and goals of the tribe to perpetuate our language and culture. I think we're doing it. Of course, there are more things that can happen and should happen, but I think we are heading in a good direction when it comes to that. So Lemlunch.
Lemlunch, Cheney, I know Jennifer often talks about a model in Hawaii and how things are financed there. And, you know, when we talk about a new business, that new business is created to facilitate language and culture. And so that's quite interesting and something we do. I would really like to think when you talk about the new a school in Ronan, that we would look at that campus we're creating right now, where the new health clinic's going in, and where we'd want to have our new community center, et cetera, maybe an RD building, that we look at that campus area for a building for the language school, for the high school, or whatever it might be, the Callispe School in Ronan.
Yeah, that might be that close to the Boys and Girls Club, close to
Right.
everything.
It's right there.
It's a good thought.
Mike?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Cheney, I need to get with you sometime to talk about the renewal. Class
Yeah.
7.
Did you see my email?
Yeah, I
Yes,
did,
okay,
and I
cool.
appreciate that. But we need to know what we're going to require to make sure OPI is on board with that.
Yeah, sounds like there's a lot of talks happening that I have not
Yeah.
been invited to. I'm not sure what's going on. We just emailed Senator Wendy Boy because they have some stuff going, and they started a Class 7 alliance that's outside of the OPI system. And it sounds like there might be some head bumping going on between OPI and them. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but so hopefully we can figure out what's going on, but I don't, as of right now, we had no plans of changing anything as far as, I seen you talked about the chairman's signature. I don't know why that would need to change, but it'll be interesting to hear what's coming out of these conversations, but
Well, they were talking about it because the renewal process was being held up by a lot of other tribes. Their folks weren't coming on board and getting things signed for their teachers, and so they weren't getting renewed. And so
I
they
see.
were wanting to remove it, but I don't think we want to have it removed. I think, well, I think still want to remove it, but they're going to have a clause in there that if a tribe takes the initiative to establish renewal standards, that they'll use them as well. So that's what we need to do.
I see. But we'll stay in touch for sure. Lamont.
Lemlaps, gentlemen.
Okay.
Sure. Sure, ahoy. Just buying some boats, that's all.
Tom and Brian Upton must go on executive.
Okay, we'll move into executive session for Brian's presentation. Discussion?